By the ethics committee, is it going to testify, just like she will be invited to testify?
All the parties involved will appear before the committee, including the Senate President. He will come and testify, and his testimony will be recorded. Likewise, other senators, because on the alleged date of the incident, so many senators were there. So, for example, I'm one of the star witnesses.
Senate President Akpabio and Senator Natasha are set to appear before the Senate Committee on Ethnic Privileges and Public Petitions to address allegations of sexual harassment leveled against Akpabio by the Kogi Central Senator. This development was confirmed by Senate Deputy Chief Whip Onyekachukwu Uwinboyi, who appeared on Channels Television Politics on Friday. Uwinboyi stated that all involved parties, including Akpabio and other senators present on the alleged day of the incident, will testify before the committee. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, a member of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), had on February 28 accused Akpabio of sexual harassment, claiming that the incident occurred in December 2023 during a visit to his residence in ual Har ssment State. She alleged that Akpabio held her hand, led her around his house, and made inappropriate advances towards her, even in the presence of her husband. Reacting to claims, Uwinboyi, who represents Ebonyi North Central District, dismissed the allegations as a distraction. He insisted that Natasha's claims were meant to divert public attention, adding that the Senate is not disturbed by the allegations.
By the ethics committee, is it going to testify, just like she will be invited to testify?
All the parties involved will appear before the committee, including the Senate President. He will come and testify, and his testimony will be recorded. Likewise, other senators, because on the alleged date of the incident, so many senators were there. So, for example, I'm one of the star witnesses. I will come and tell the world, which I have been telling the world, what I saw. But we have put that. Of course. I even drove in the same car with
there for every step of the way, both
from beginning to the end, and we went back in the same vehicle. I was the closest person to her that day.
Okay. So, away from that in a moment, what do you think the perception of Nigerians is to how the Senate or the National Assembly responds to concerns about women? Because there's a perception out there, whether that perception is true or false. Do you understand what the perception is? And how is the Senate handling it?
Our view towards women is to accommodate them more in politics. And just a few days back, we had a gender equality bill that was introduced by the Senate Committee Chairman on Women Affairs. And we have also interacted with other parliaments across the world. And we are going to take that step to make sure that women are given more seats in the parliament. For example, in a place like Morocco, there are some reserved seats for women, because in most cases, women find it difficult to win an election. So in such cases, there are some positions, seats allotted to them in the parliament through appointive processes, whereby the executive, through executive fiat, will appoint females, senators or House of Rep members to come to the parliament, not necessarily going through election. So these are the things we have in stock for Nigerian women. And I must tell you, the 10th Senate is working towards that. And at the end of the day, you will see the difference.
So exactly what do you mean by bringing more women? As we speak now, let's begin with the chambers, the red chambers. You have only 4 women.
Yes.
An abysmal number, worse than the previous 9 Senate, for instance. And now one is even suspended. So there are just 3 of them there in the Senate.
Yes.
So when you say you're giving women more seats, what exactly do you mean? Are you saying each state has 3 senatorial districts? Are you going to give 1 to a woman mandatorily, whether it's tokenism or not? What exactly is the structure or the proposition in that bill?
Well, if you listen to what I said earlier, I said in some areas it is difficult for women to win election into political positions, maybe based on religion or tradition. For example, in northern part of the country, some people see it as abnormally for a woman to rule over a man.
But that's changing. The deputy governor of Kaduna.
Exactly, but I'm just telling you. So, and I say that in some countries, they have some executive fiat processes of bringing women more into politics. For example, Morocco and Tanzania, they used to appoint some women into the parliament. So, and we are thinking towards that. Do you understand? But unfortunately, the attitude of some women, which is some of the matters at hand, is very, very discouraging. A situation where a woman, because of one reason or the other, will accuse a prominent leader of sexual harassment It's a minus. Yeah, because we expect Nigerian women to rise up against this, especially when somebody has formed a habit. Let me come.
No, you can't discountenance her reality, Senator. Whether that reality of hers is true or false, you can't discountenance it and then use that as a premise for generalization.
I didn't generalize, but I said it is discouraging. It is discouraging.
Are you saying that men, okay, let's leave the sexual allegation. Men have also stood up to the Senate president or the leadership of the Senate. They've even been suspended. Have we ever said that the attitude of this man is discouraging men from coming into the Senate?
No.
That is the way women see when men make these arguments. I hope you understand, sir.
You can see that the ground for the suspensions are different.
We understand that.
Yeah, so get that very well, because the fact in the issue determines the reaction. So these are two different circumstances. But what I'm saying is that the attitude of some women may discourage men from giving them such opportunity. So it is therefore very important that any woman that finds herself in political corridor should live above board so as to encourage men to give them more support. That is just the impression I'm trying to make. Not that we're going to generalize because one woman is accusing men of sexual harassment, that all other women are going to toe the same line. No. But I said it is quite unfortunate and discouraging, in knowledge of the fact that the accusation is a complete falsehood, and this is a person that is known for doing this as a business, a serial blackmailer, and the records are there. So I expect Nigerian women, yes.
You're making a strong allegation.
Very strong. This is not the first time. This is not the first time.
Allegations you can't substantiate.
No, I can. I can tell you.
What is the allegation?
One of your colleagues, Serena Omokri, was accused by the same woman, but as God will have it...
I haven't worked with Omokri, by the way.
Yes, as God will have it, this woman was in the U.S. And when she discovered that the man had evidence to rebut her claim, she quickly pulled out her claim and later paid compensation to the young man. That is number one. I can name them. There's so many.
So your premise of passing your verdict on Senator Natasha Akpabio is the fact that she failed in proving the case of Reno Omokri, so she has already failed in Senator Akpabio's
because it never happened.
Well, anyway, you were not there where everything...
But we know how that one ended, and I can name more.
You know why I'm pushing on this conversation?
Yes.
Because when we listen to plenary and hear the way some of the men speak and some of the things that are being done,
yes,
we know the suspension was based on, quote-unquote, parliamentary behavior.
Simple.
Yes, that was what the suspension happened. Yes. But this is a different kettle of fish, which is still a subject of investigation that may become a subject of adjudication at the end of the day. So passing judgment and the attitude towards it and calling her a serial liar and all of this is almost fit accomplished to the community.
I want to ask you a question.
No, I'm the one asking questions.
But I can ask you, has she reported that matter to any law enforcement agent in Nigeria?
But she has reported it to the Senate.
She has reported it to the Senate. She's just doing media trial to cause damage.
No, facts on ground. Yes. Has she reported it to the Senate or not?
She has.
So why don't you wait for that investigation to complete?
Until then.
Okay. Let's move on now to other issues.
Thank you.
Let's talk.
Mr. Senate President, my distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Ade Fadamsi from Osun East. My own is just bold talk as an elderly person. It seems as if we don't know where we are and who we are. Today you are number 3 in this country, which means all of us are that number 3. It's a serious upper layer of the whole nation, 109 out of 250 million people. So it carries what we call integrity. And for the past 2 weeks, the integrity has gone down just because of mere trivial matter of allocating seats and so on. We don't want to know what is undercurrent. God so kind, those people who push you to assist, they have confessed. And I have prayed for him that may God forgive him and Jubril for pushing you to have mercy on who. God even said, I will have mercy on who I will have mercy on. Not everybody. And it has even taught you a lesson. You have to look at the whole issue critically before you even act. Today, everywhere, including Berekete Radio, calling number 3 to come and explain things. Just a radio that we licensed. It's an insult. My own now is how to bring this integrity back. Once a damage is done, to bring it back, it's a long story. All of us must have to work hard. Within this period, we have to bring it back. As per the punishments attached, if I saw one of our leaders today sweating before Channel, I said, issue of what? There's no other paper that. My own is that, how do we bring the integrity back? Because we are in a serious situation of tax law, where we are going to make tax law to benefit common people. How do they believe us? Fighting on seat. No. Mr. Senate President and the leadership, we have to call a spade a spade. We have a Bible here, and this is the first one to be given to us, followed by Nigerian Constitution. And we have a lot of lawyers here. Please, let us do our work seriously. And after that, we can be friends. It has shown you now that there is no friend. You don't have any friend, though. So, today, tomorrow, we don't know what will happen. The only friend to you is your wife and your children and God. We are praying for you, you will succeed, but let us face what we are here for. And that's my own. As regards the punishment, well, if it is the 6 months we are talking, if you are going to have mercy 3 months as prescribed by our minority leader, how well and good a punishment is a punishment. Today, we don't even know what will happen tomorrow. Maybe the whole Federal High Court in Lagos and Abuja will be bombarded again. Let us do our work. Thank you very much.
The words of